This help video, we're going to cover the room assignment. We just did the booking where we added the information for the client. And one of the things we want to do now is just cover this really quick. When you add the original data, it will put the creation date, the creation time. If it's modified, it will show a modified date. It'll show the modified time. And this drop down here will give you the people that are the person or the person who made the last change is selected from this list. One thing I wanted to cover is that if you click on line titles, like I mentioned earlier, you're popped into a screen like this where you can add information. And this is where you actually can say add a new record, and then you put the information in this field right here, and then you save it. When you're in, the way you save it is to click on any other button, and you can see that it'll move the information around. Then when you want to return to the booking screen, you can go through this screen to do it. If you want to do a find in this screen for a specific list, if it's a very long list, or another screen information in another screen that is a booking list like this one, where it says list booked by is what you're actually talking about here, then you could do a find for that information and perform the find. To get back to the booking screen, we click here. Now what we're going to do is the room assignment. But before you do the room assignment, there's two steps you can do. You can go ahead and look at the room assignment, or you can look at the availability chart like we had in the first screen in the calendar, and you can see what rooms are available and what rooms are not available. This is also included. So as a quick review, if we were putting this person into room 1 and room 1 was available, we would see that that information is here. If you click on this particular icon, which always goes to the individual portal record, it would bring you into the screen to show you this is this room's assignment where it was created. We will be covering that more later. We're going to go back here. In the room assignment listing as well, you can do a very quick change in these if you want to in the morning to indicate who is checking in and out. You can do that as a process when they come in. As soon as you bill them out on the billing screen tab, and they take their payment, you can go back to this listing and then change either from occupied back to available or cleaning, depending on which one you're going to do next. Now on this screen, what you're seeing here is the actual booking availability history for this particular client. So if this person had booked 1 or 10 records, those records would show up here. This is a little different than what was on the calendar in that this is the actual rooms that this particular client that's named above is actually used over what period of time. So this acts as a running history of the actual bookings that this person has made in your location. This one is the one you actually saw in the calendar screen on the tab for rooms availability. And this runs just like the one there in that same location. It's going to show you the current status for the room and who and when and what people are departing. So when you're looking at this and you go back over to look at the room listing, you can see the detail of when this person is going to be listing. The listing is going to be changed based on the person's departure and departure time. So these have all departed, so these rooms are now available, 100, 101, and this is a prior one at an earlier date for 101. Now, as you recall, these are all in here by arrival date. And as these move down the screen and you change the status, this is going to push those things down as farther and farther down, and the date of new bookings are going to occur. Now, if you're going to add the booking and you add it on this screen and you add a new booking for the room, and we were going to do room number 1, and we're going to put in there pending reservation, and the date in this case, I think it was the 15th, I believe. We can put the 15th in there, leaving on the 16th. We can always correct this later on. And he's coming in 11 o'clock a.m. on this date. And the departure date is going to be on the 16th, I said, 15th and 16th. So the 16th, and I don't have to guess. I can always look back at the information to make sure. Now, if we know when the person's departing, we can actually add that in there. And what I'm going to do is put 10 o'clock a.m. as the time when this person was actually supposed to leave. Then I would put in there their name. All this information will flow back up into the chart that we just created. And for example, if I go back to the appointment settings, you'll notice that now there's a pending reservation in this screen where we created the booking part of the calendar, and now this person is actually booked into room 1, which is where we were going to put him, on the 15th. And look at here, I have it on the 15th and 15th, so I know that I'm going to correct this so that it is now the 15th and 16th, departing on the 16th. And now you can see the information here as well that we just added. If you want to revisit this information, just click on the arrow at the end of the row, go back in here, and you can see the actual individual record in the portal with the information in it. If you wanted to jump right back over to the appointment, you could click this button to go back, or you could go right back into the record we just looked at. So there's a lot of navigation that is possible. Or from this screen, you can click appointment, and it'll take you back to the last appointment that you edited. So for example, if you were in this screen and you edited more than one person and then came up and hit this button, it would go back to the first and original person where you came into the booking screen from. So if I move this to, say, first person, which is just a fictitious name, and now I hit appointment, it's always going to come back to the last calendar record you were working on. I hope this was helpful. It should explain a lot more about the booking as far as setting up the room assignment.